Hello, welcome to log 44. Yes, log 44. It is a Sunday. It is 10:09 p.m. Now I know, my work cutoff is 9, right? However, today is daylight savings, or it was. So like it feels like 9:09. But for some reason, we all have to change our clocks, so it's 10:09. I don't know. Well, no, the real reason is because in between the comic time and the editing time, which is usually like just a 20-minute break, turned into an hour break because I made soup. Yep, I finally made the soup out of necessity, honestly, because I don't have any other edible real food in my cabinet right now. So I was hungry. It's almost dinner time, so I was like, all right, let's do it. And my roommates weren't here for like the whole day, so no one was there to judge me, even though they would not judge me. That's just what I'm saying in my head. But, I mean, trying things out is a lot nicer when you're by yourself. That's just how it is. But, for me. Yeah, so, stayed up till like 1 last night. Not as bad as 2 nights before, but like, I could have used to go to bed around 12, a little bit. But, set my alarm for 8:30. Woke up at 8:30, and I was so tired. It was like someone ran me over with a steamroller. I was like, no. I turned it off, right? And little did I know, it was because it was, wait, no, it was 8:30 still. Yeah, never mind. But, close my eyes, open my eyes, and it was 10:57. I had to be at the reception by 11. Now, I checked my phone time for that. My phone had already adjusted to daylight savings time, so technically it was 9:57. Because I use an analog clock for my alarm. Tried to use my phone for a while, but some days the alarm would go off and it would just not make any sound at all. And I'd go through my sound settings and I'd check it, make sure the volume's at max. And it would work for a day, and then I'd wake up an hour late, look at my phone, the alarm screen is on there, but it just make no noise. So, stopped using that. And I don't want to look at my phone waking up. It's so much nicer to just have a clock that is just a clock. It's not also messaging, email, whatever. So like, yeah, analog stuff. We love analog. Yeah, so a little bit of a rush today, as you could imagine. Didn't get time to do the morning pages or yoga. But I wasn't beating myself up too much though, because the reception was from 11 to 2. And I didn't have any friends or family going there, so it's not like I had anyone waiting on me. So I got dressed, got a little nice, because it is a reception and it's my art. Drove over there, and I hung out there for 11 to 2. Didn't even have breakfast, but there were snacks there. So I was counting on that. That was sweet. I had some like soft pretzels and cupcakes for breakfast or lunch or whatever. Oh man. The reception was cool. If I'm gonna be honest, I was disappointed in just how the whole event went. Because it hit this mark for me. It was in between, oh, this is a really small place and my art's really good, so it like blew everyone out of the water, and wow, everyone else is better than me. I have so much to learn and so many cool people to meet. It was like the middle where there were other really good artists there, but like just there weren't any opportunities for connections or for, networking or building futures, although it did get someone's Instagram. That's nice. But like, I don't know. I guess I expected something more. Some bigger career building event, and it was kind of just okay, went there, talked to some artists for a bit to pass the time, drove back. Nothing of consequence really happened. I don't know. It started to get me concerned about the future, I guess. For personally as an artist, like, what actually are the chances of me being able to sustain myself out of graduation based off of art? Basically, I was doubting myself. I was like, can I actually do this? And also because 2 days ago, I was telling someone I trusted and respected about all of my projects and everything I'm so excited about. I was so proud of all of these cool things. And they had a look on their face that was just the same look you have when you like look at a kid who's doing something that they're like really having fun with, but it's really cringe and you don't have the heart to tell them. It was like that kind of look, and it just made me question a lot. And it's been keeping me down for like a couple, like 24 hours, I guess. And first off, I'm kind of annoyed that just one thing like that is affecting me so much, but it's a person that I really trust. So that was like a, ugh. It kind of poked holes in my whole tower that I'm building up. And it's like, what? But I took heart. I was like, all right, this is the way of the artist. Your friends and family are not very likely to be your biggest supporters out in the world because of all the stigmas about being an artist and stuff, and just other personal things, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, rely on yourself, that inner fire, the inner passion, you know? Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and such, and just enjoy what you enjoy for you. Before all of this personal identity, discovering artist way stuff, I felt bad enjoying something if no one else liked it. I still enjoyed it. I didn't like completely throw it out, but I would just enjoy it in secret, and I'd feel embarrassed telling anyone about it because it wasn't safe to express that I liked it. So I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to do that. If I'm excited about something, I have every right to express being excited about it because it's my life and it's my interests. And if someone's not as interested in it, then you don't have to be. Simple as that. So throughout today, I've just been trying to treat myself better. Trying to remind myself, well, I mean, honestly, the best way to combat this kind of disappointment and doubt is to just completely counteract it by treating yourself nicely. Like, oh, I feel like I can't do anything. All right, I'll work out. Get myself a good meal. You know? Hype yourself up. And, I mean, usually my instinct would be to do the opposite, where I just sit and watch YouTube videos or like just be stagnant, use escapist habits or whatever. Because that feels, I mean, it's a quick fix, you know? You stop feeling sad. And it's like, all right, anyway, but it's a short-term thing, you know? And then usually by the end of that, you end up feeling worse because you know that you could have been doing something else. So instead, today I was like, all right, there's nothing I can say to this person. There's nothing I can do about it directly. So I will just build myself up. And not necessarily move on, but just give myself what I need. And that is a very, very new development, very unusual reaction. And yeah, went about the rest of my day feeling nice. Actually, yeah, as soon as I got back, I vacuumed my apartment, folded my clothes, I reorganized things, and I finished the animation that I was working on for a couple days. That was one of the big personal projects that was nagging at me so much. Because I kept thinking, like, oh, it's almost done. Today, I had my personal project time, I had my hour, and I finished it with time to spare. And I posted it, and it's already getting a decent amount of views, which is nice. And it's just fun. But I'm happy to be done with it, because usually those kind of short form animations, they're fun to do for like the first 2 sessions, and then you just want to get it done. Because it's a social media post, you know? It's a short-lived little, maybe it makes you smile, maybe it makes you share it with a friend kind of thing, and then it's done. It's like one-time use contacts. Disposable whatevers. So did that, and by that point it was like kind of late in the day. It was 4 or 5. Yeah. So then, did morning pages, did yoga, made sure we caught up on all that stuff, did a little bit of venting in my morning pages as well, even though they were really afternoon pages. But, yeah. Kept everything up, and then I did a little comic work. Oh, and before that, you know, I was feeling all down about my career, my future and stuff. I was like, oh, am I just wasting all my time? Should I like stop? Should I get serious and do something that people would respect or something silly like that? And then I checked my email, and I just got an email for an open call for a different exhibition from the place that I worked at, actually. And you know what? This book talks a whole lot about universal synchronicity and stuff like that, you know. Things happening when they should happen, and stars aligning, and, you know, altruistic stuff like that I love, personally. And I think that was a little something. And I got an email from the artist group that I subscribed to 2 days ago, talking about like, oh, introduce yourself, try to encourage community, which those two I haven't responded to yet. I think I'll do that tomorrow. And, oh yeah, my class got canceled for tomorrow as well, which means I get a full day to myself. That was the one class tomorrow, and granted, I should probably work a little bit on the model for that class. But that could be a Tuesday thing, or maybe I'll just work on it a little bit. I don't know. Point is, I do tomorrow on my terms. And I feel confident enough to really be able to use that to its full potential. Okay, yes. So, cool emails, hope for the future, and the comic. Yes, my comic time. We've officially moved on to color, which is very nice, and I finally made my own separate library for the brushes that I use, because they kind of got separated. They were scattered everywhere. It wasn't very organized. And now, I think I have a decent batch of brushes that I'm really comfortable with, and spent a little 10 minutes saving them in my files, re-importing them, renaming everything. And now I have my set. So really, I feel like I didn't do that much today, but I did a lot of little big things. Yeah, looking back on it now, honestly, I'm a little happier with today than I was for most of the day. I was like, oh, okay. I really pull it together. Yeah, that's nice. So we started color, trying out a new coloring style, which is kind of just combining the new stuff that I've learned recently, and I think it'll be cool. And then I made the soup. I put on some music on the TV because no one else was here, and I danced, and I chopped stuff, and I cooked it. And one thing to note, one thing to say. One of the reasons why I was taking so long to actually try making this is because I'm just so unfamiliar with all of it. Like, yes, I know how to make a couple decent meals. Usually it's just pasta and sauce or PB&J or whatever. Like, I'm not really a cooking person. I bake, love to bake, but like, for some reason, baking and cooking are very separate in my mind. Not because cooking involves like raw meat usually, and like onions and savory stuff. Vegetables you gotta chop. So you know what? I googled how to chop this, how to chop that, how to do whatever, and I just gave it my best honest shot. And it was clumsy. It was very clumsy. But I'll put some pictures up on the screen now, but the difference between my cutting the first half of an onion versus cutting the second half of an onion, or cutting the first leek versus cutting the second leek. I was making potato leek soup, by the way. The difference, the improvement in between just the first 2 attempts was crazy. And it just felt so amazing to really honestly try and to feel myself learn. Just no expectations, no judgment, just honestly doing something for the first time and gaining from it. And the whole thing was an act of treating myself. And oh my gosh, it smelled so good. And I was so proud of it. I didn't have like an immersion blender or anything for like the blending of the potatoes part, but there's a potato masher, so I just did it manually. It worked just fine. It smelled so good, and it tasted really good. I was going to show it, but I ate it already. I mean, there's more in the pot. I took a bunch of pictures of it, but it was really good. It's really good, and I plan to have some more after I get pajamas, and I'm gonna watch an episode because it's already like almost 10:30, and I have some sleep to make up. Oh, another part of my little happy whatever mood after coming back from the reception. I finally put up the fake vines and the fake fern that I bought from Michael's the other day, and it really adds so much to my room. Like, the whole vibe just got so much more friendly and lush, and I want to spend more time outside. More time among the trees in the wilderness and stuff, because that was one of the things that I used to love so much as a kid. My backyard backed into woods, so, you know, I just got to spend a lot of time wandering around the woods and, you know, looking at squirrels and birds and moss. Love moss. And just plants are so peaceful, you know? They just exist. They live and they grow. And they don't demand anything of you. You just sit there among the trees and you just hear the breeze, and you can stay there for as long as you like. And there's animals, and they get curious sometimes, and it's just a sanctuary. So that is definitely something I'd like to cultivate more within my room and wherever I go. And my attitude, whatever that may mean. I don't know when I got scared to try new things. I used to not care at all. And it excites me, but now there's apprehension. I mean, I guess that's just the way our environment is. I mean, everything's focused on results. I mean, even school, you know, they don't really... they don't reward you for trying new things. They reward you for doing what you can and being good and consistent. I remember I had taken an advanced placement AP Spanish class, and I finished the semester with an 89.9%, which is 0.1% under an A grade. And I didn't get into the Spanish Honor Society because I didn't have an A grade. However, multiple students from the lowest Spanish class, CP, who had 90s and A's, they got in. The challenge level is extremely different. They weren't exactly pushing themselves to get that, but I took the risk. I tried my best, and I got less for it. Granted, I didn't really care about the Honor Society. I could care less about all of those titles and the graduation coils and whatever, but just that notion, you know, that if you can't produce the same results, even if you take on more or if you challenge yourself more, the system doesn't reward you for that. But it most certainly is rewarding on the inside, and that's what matters. Scroll the bureaucratic stuff, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, I'd like to get used to trying new things more often, again. Because I really am missing out by just being scared for no reason. I mean, not doing a good job at first is why it's kind of fun. I gotta make those mistakes. Alright, now I'm starting to get off the tracks. We're rambling a little bit, and I would like some more of that soup. That delicious soup. Oh, and I put some cheese on top of it, too. So good. I think my roommates are finally back, too, so I can talk to people. So... yeah, that's that. Tomorrow's the last day of week 6. I'm severely behind on all of the tasks, but one of the tasks this week was to bake something or cook something for yourself, so did that. Now I only have 8 to go. And I did do the money log. I started the money log. It's got some pretty big numbers on it from buying all those frames. But, alright, I will see you in vlog 45. Last day of week 6. And last Monday before spring break. Oh boy! Yeah, I didn't mention this yet, but for the entirety of spring break for me, which is, yeah, the 12th to the 20th, I think, so it's like a pretty long break. We're also going a few days over, but I will be going to Italy with my friends, just like a international Florence-Rome trip. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. I miss Florence so much because I studied abroad there over the summer for 3 weeks, and that was just amazing. The whole city is just an art museum. Oh, it's gorgeous. And the food. It's funny, it wasn't the kind of good food that I was expecting. It wasn't like a you eat it and your mind blows up kind of thing. It's subtle. It's just the food, it all tastes more like food. It's kind of a weird way to describe it, but I don't know. The food in America, there's a lot of extra junk in there that we're not really told about. And they're just chemicals for this and for that, and preservatives and color enhancers and whatever. And you kind of get used to just tasting food and it tastes kind of like what it is. And there's some extra colorless gunk in there that just makes it taste like a meal or something. I don't know. But in Italy, dude, a sandwich just tastes exactly like everything that was in it. And some, like, sauce or dressing or whatever. And it was like the croissants. Oh, and the coffee. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't wait to go back. It's gonna be great. I will be bringing a sketchbook, of course, and I'll be drawing as much as I can. I would love to be able to, like, do some plein air painting, but I'm going with my friends, and we're gonna be walking around a lot, and, like, I'm not that comfortable enough with plein air to travel abroad with, like, paint supplies and stuff, too. Like, no. Not yet. I really do want to do it someday, though. I'll do some more here while I can, though. There's some interesting spots on this campus, so maybe that'll be one of my short-term goals. Because the crocuses are blooming now. Oh, I'd love to go over there and sit with an easel and some paints and just... Oh, I didn't do an artist date this week. Whoops. I mean, today kind of felt artist datey. It was very, like, chill and being nice to myself, but no, I didn't take an hour for, like, the pure intention of an artist date. Rats. Okay. I mean, tomorrow is still technically part of this week. Yeah, tomorrow my whole day is cleared. Oh, okay. Alright, I'll plan something tomorrow. Maybe I'll go to my favorite coffee shop and get a panini. I'm gonna say that would be spending more money. But maybe that's what I should do? I don't know. Oops, I just opened my eyes instead of closing the camera. Alright. Well, that is that, so good night.